everybody, and welcome to our first report on Newland News. Here's our first story. Welcome back, and before we begin, I would like to announce today's family or friend, Greg Newland, CSO of Nova Analytic Labs.
Today, we're going to go over the organelles of an animal cell, such as the nucleus, the membranes, the lysosomes, etc. Our first organelle we will talk about is the mitochondria. The mitochondria are small bean-shaped organelles found within the cytoplasm of most eukaryotic cells, often referred to as the powerhouse of the cell, because they generate the majority of the cell's chemical energy in the form of ATP through a process called oxidative phosphorylation. They have a double membrane structure with an inner membrane folded into cristae, creating a compartment called the matrix where key chemical reactions occur.
Our next organelle is the nucleus. The nucleus is a membrane-bound organelle in the center of a cell that contains the cell's DNA and chromosomes. It's responsible for controlling the cell's growth, reproduction, and other functions. The nucleus is surrounded by a double membrane called the nuclear envelope, which has pores that allow molecules to pass in and out. The nucleus also contains a compartment called the nucleus, which is where ribosomal RNA is synthesized.
Now, we have an organelle that a lot of people get mixed up, the nucleolus. A nucleolus is a distinct, dense region within the nucleus of a eukaryotic cell, where ribosomes are assembled. It is primarily composed of RNA and proteins, and its primary function is to synthesize ribosomal RNA, a crucial component of ribosomes, which are responsible for protein synthesis within the cell.
Stop putting on funny faces! Then we have the chromatin. Chromatin is a complex structure composed of DNA tightly wrapped around protein complexes called histones, essentially acting as packaging material to condense long strands of DNA into a compact form that can fit inside of the nucleus of a eukaryotic cell. This structure allows for important cellular processes like DNA replication, transcription, and cell division to occur by regulating access to the genetic information within the DNA.
Now, we have the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a gel-like semi-fluid substance that fills the inside of the cell, located between the cell membrane and the nucleus, where most of the cell's chemical reactions occur. It contains various organelles like the mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and ribosomes, suspended within a watery matrix called the cytosol, and is primarily composed of water, salts, and proteins.
After the cytoplasm, we have the cell membrane, also known as the border control, is a thin, flexible barrier that surrounds a cell, acting as a selective barrier to control what enters and exits the cell by consisting of a phospholipid bilayer with embedded proteins, allowing it to maintain the cell's internal environment while interacting with its surroundings.
Next, there is a vacuole. A vacuole is a membrane-bound organelle found within cells, primarily in plants, which functions as a storage compartment filled with fluid containing various substances like water, enzymes, salts, and pigments, playing a crucial role in maintaining cell turgor pressure, waste disposal, and overall cell growth and development. Now, we have a trickier one to say. The endoplasmic reticulum, otherwise known as ER, is a network of interconnected membrane-bound sacs and tubules found within the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells. Acting as a transportation system for proteins and other molecules within the cell, it exists in two forms: the rough endoplasmic reticulum, RER, studded with ribosomes and primarily involved in protein synthesis, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER, lacking ribosomes and mainly responsible for lipid synthesis and detoxification processes.
An organelle called the lysosomes. A lysosome is a membrane-bound organelle found in animal cells, containing a variety of digestive enzymes that break down waste products, worn-out cell parts, and foreign substances within the cell, essentially acting as the cell's recycling center. Due to its function, lysosomes are often referred to as suicide bags because if ruptured, their enzymes could digest the cell itself.
Golgi bodies is our second to last organelle, an organelle that appears as a stack of flattened, membrane-bound sacs within the cytoplasm, primarily responsible for processing, modifying, and packaging proteins and lipids for transport within the cell, or secretion outside the cell.
Our last organelle is the ribosomes. A ribosome is a cellular structure composed of RNA and protein, primarily responsible for protein synthesis within a cell by translating the genetic code carried by messenger RNA into a sequence of amino acids, which then form a protein chain.
Thank you for watching today's news report. We hope to see you next time. RNA and proteins, and its primary function
Cut.
is
Rough endoplasm. Strap. Protein synthesis. Dad! Now we have a trickier one. Can a cell pass? We have an organelle called a lysosome. A lysosome is a membrane-bound organelle found in animal cells, containing a variety of digestive enzymes that break down waste. Can I stop laughing behind the camera?